Okay, so welcome back again. In the first video, we created our thing and the certificates and the policy for it. In the second video, we looked at our program running on the Raspberry Pi and sent messages via the AWS IoT to check that that worked. Okay, now we're slowly moving on to the Lambda and the Alexa side of things. And we're going to create the Lambda function code and upload that. It's a short video this time, and before we start looking at the Lambda and the Amazon side. So we've got our code. Remember, we've got our setup here on our device, and we've got within our main directory, our IoT thing directory, we've got our Lambda program. Here's our Lambda program here, and we can just take a quick look at this just to see what it's like. So remember, this is going to take our messages that are sent from our Alexa device and pass them via MQTT commands to our Raspberry Pi. So again, what we've got here is we've got our endpoint, and if you've got that set up in your Lambda environment, then you can just use AWS IoT endpoint. But that needs to be set up. Remember, this would be the endpoint that you got originally. We've got our certificates. Now within this device, this is our Lambda program. When we bundle all this together, this shows us where we're going to be looking for our certificates. So this is why we put these, although they're the same, we've put them in the search directory. Then we've got some messages here that says help messages and reprompt and stop messages and so on. And here is where we format our MQTT messages. You remember we had a directive before and didn't really show you the data, but you can see the data on the notes. Then further down here are our intents that we've got, that we will create for our skills. So we've got a sparkle intent and a red intent. And what they will do is we can see we will send an MQTT directive to the topic that we looked at before, and we'll send sparkle or red, or for the rest of these, stop, or hello world, where we'd say hello, look at the display, and send the intent. So when the program is launched, we'll say, hi, you can control the display, say hello, or give me a command like sparkle or turn red. When the user says something like hello, we'll instigate a hello world intent, which will come run this code. Alexa will say, hello, look at the display, and we'll send a hello command to our device. So that's our Lambda function that will be running. Just made some changes there. So this, remember, we had this set up here, and on our device, this was our directories. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bundle up all of those programs and add in the IoT programs that we need as well. So just go back to VNC, come here, we'll go into our Lambda, and I'm just going to, actually just before I do that, I'll just show you something a minute. I'll copy and paste those commands, but if we do an ls, you'll see that I've already got a directory called package, which you may not at this stage have. So we will create that package in a minute. So just go back to our command here, and now there's just about half a dozen commands to create the IoT drivers that we need, programs we need, add our certificates, and then add our program. So the first thing we'll do is create our Python packages. That's already happened to me anyway, so that will most probably tick away for a bit when you do it first time round anyway. Then we'll add our SDK core. Same thing will happen. And while that's doing that, we'll zip up the dependencies, cd package, and so that will have created the package that you needed. So we can change into that package and now zip in all of our Lambda codes. If you get zip command not found, it means you've not installed the zip. Well, you can do that. Okay. Now we're going to add the Lambda code to the zip file. These are here, so we could actually create a batch file to do all that. This one. What the command was now. Oh, I can't do that with this, of course. CD $old password. Print working directory, sorry. And we've added our Lambda function to that now. Now we need to add the certificates to our file. Remember, we put those certificates in a certain directory. That's why we doubled them up. Add the certificates. That's added. And I think that's all we need to do. We should now have a lambda function.zip file that contains our program, the certificates, and all the dependencies that we need. So we'll just have a look at that. So that was all within our Lambda directory. So this function, this program here, this zip file now, we need to zip up and put into our Lambda function, which we haven't yet created. Well, we can just do that using WinSCP again. So if we go into, remember we didn't need those, so we'll just delete those. So within our Lambda file, we've now got our zip function here, which we can just drag and put into our downloads or wherever we want to. Yeah, we'll overwrite the one that's there, obviously. I've been doing some other ones as well. So that's it for now. What we're next to do is to upload that, create our Lambda function on our Amazon site, and then upload that package. So we'll stop there.